to Star TV, your choice station. I am Moses Agui. The news. The Chairman House Committee on Alternative Education, Honorable Architect Ibrahim Mustafa Aliu, tasked the two Ministers of Finance and Coordination for Budget and Economic Planning, Mr. Adebayo Olawale Edun and Honorable Atiku Bagudu respectively, on the need for adequate plans and programs, as well as budgetary provisions for out-of-school and vulnerable children in order to take them out of the streets. Responding, the two ministers separately briefed members of the committee on the plans that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put in place under the Renew Hope agenda. Going forward, discussions by honorable members of the committee were centered on the presentation of plans and programs that will take the vulnerable children out of streets.
Featured very well in the protest. We have been discussing individually, particularly with the Minister of Budget and Planning in the last 1.5 years, on the issue of this out-of-school children, what need to be done to effectively tame the less. The Honorable Minister of Finance, we believe, have a lot of role to play in getting what is required, at least for the takeoff of an agency that was initiated by the hard work of this Honorable House. The National Commission of Al-Majid and out-of-school children was established. It was assented expeditiously by the then President, and appointments were made also by the current President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I welcome you all to this important briefing session. As I all aware, the issue of out-of-school children will continue to pose significant challenge to our nation. The menace does not only threaten the socio-economic development and security of our country, but also directly impacts the well-being of our citizens. Under our able and amiable President Bola Ahmed Tinubu renewed Hope agenda, education has been identified as a cardinal objective, reflecting the government's deep commitment to addressing this menace. Effectively tackle this challenge, there is an urgent need to synergize between all levels of government, the parliament, and the key stakeholders across the divide. And hence, that is why the first point of call are the two ministers, the Minister of Planning and Budget and the Minister of Finance. They will gather to discuss and review the financial plans and programs instituted by the ministries to address the issue of out-of-school children. It is also our hope that this dialogue will foster stronger collaboration and pave way for effective solutions that will ultimately steer a brighter future for our children and our nation. I look forward to a fruitful discussion and to the valuable insights that will emerge from this session. Thank you very much. I remain Architect Ibrahim and Mustafa Aliu, fellow of Nigerian Show Architects, the chairman of this committee. This is my prepared remarks. Additionally, honorable ministers, if we look at the 2023 budget, 2024 budgets of the agencies that are saddled or mandated to cater for these vulnerable groups, or the marginalized groups. The National Commission for Out-of-School Children, Al-Majid, the National Commission for Nomadic Education, National Commission for Adult and Non-Formal Education. Looking at the budget, you realize that there are total capital components, including even the current component of the budget, put together is not more than 4 billion naira. And this to cater for over 60 million of the affected groups we are talking about. This looks very bigger. This committee from inception have made significant strides, reaching out even like minds and would-be partners in an effort to raise funds on our own as our contribution to the government to be able to pursue this issue of marginal groups. But wherever we go, we meet a big wall because the issue of complementation will arise. What do you have to complement? What do you have on ground? When you are looking for $2 billion, what do you have in the budget? What the government do? The New Hope agenda of Mr. President was a key booster to the committee. I will believe the President is skillfully working to ensure that this issue of adopts of children has effectively been tamed. So we want to hear from the ministry. What can we do going forward? With the event of the 1st August, it has further revealed to us that these are an emergency.
Deputy Chairman and all the honorable members of this Committee on Alternative Education, my colleague, my brother, the Honorable Minister for Budget and Economic Planning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, good afternoon, and thank you for this opportunity to just give an addendum to what I think we all agree has been a very comprehensive perspective on where the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu stands regarding the all-important question of inclusive education, is the way I would put it. Let me try, Mr. Chairman, if rather than repeating, if I broaden the scope of the discussion, because we are talking about access to education. Yes, for those out of school and those otherwise vulnerable. But an important aspect of this is the safety of children in school. And we know that the nation has had the challenge of attacks on schools by all sorts of classes of people, bandits, extremists, and so on. And as far back as 2014, the government launched the Safe Schools Initiative to enable children affected by conflict, affected by insecurity and disruption generally, to continue with their education unhindered. And in 2019, the federal government of the day did sign the Safe Schools Declaration ratification documents, which have been endorsed by 118 countries, and so signaling Nigeria's commitment to implementation of that declaration of safe schools. This was followed in 2021 by a high-level forum, which was convened by them. As you know, we were together in one ministry: finance, budget, economic planning. And in partnership with the Emergency Coordination Center on financing safe schools in Nigeria, that gathering was convened in order to chart the way forward and address the issue of attacks on education, which, Mr. Chairman, sir, I think we all agree is an important aspect of the vulnerability of children in schools, which is part of the remit of this honorable committee. In 2021, in fact, Nigeria did host the 4th International Conference on Safe Schools Declaration in Abuja to galvanize support for the declaration and review the progress progressed so far. And it was during these engagements that the issue of financing was brought up. And to address these concerns holistically, by January 2022, the then Ministry of Budget and Finance, Budget and Economic Planning approved the setting up of the Safe Financing of Safe Schools Secretariat. Subsequently, as a national plan was developed and launched in December 2022. And so that plan is to be implemented. The first date was 2023, but all the way to 2026, so it's still being implemented now. And in terms of budgetary resources, what was budgeted at that time was 145 billion naira, and broken down over the years. And of course, the objectives were to build security, resilient and resilience in all its dimensions in the host community schools, and to essentially secure our schools. And this plan for safe schools, it consists of an integrated intervention measures, kinetic, non-kinetic, building of security resilience dimensions in host community, policy advocacy, essentially community-based attempt to make our schools safe, adopting what they call a whole of the society approach. We all know, as we say, it takes a whole village to educate a child. It takes a whole community